Hi everyone, this is just a quick video to talk a bit about the Innovative-rc chassis, which should be available in the next couple of weeks. It's nearly the end of October 2014, and as far as I know or have been told by Innovative-rc, it should be available in a week or so, at least the chassis, and then moving on from that there will be a few other parts made available, such as their own battery tray and servo mount and ESC mount, so you can get rid of this tray here completely and just have an open setup. Now this is the V2 chassis, the silver chassis here, which is basically a second version of the original testing chassis, which was I suppose the V1 chassis, and this chassis has a lot more holes in it, and it's designed to use Innovative-rc's own battery tray and so on, as I've just said. But it basically, you can also use it as I've used it here with the stock tray setup, so you don't have to get rid of any of that. You can run it just as it is. It bolts straight on, and yeah, it gives you the option to run the stock setup, or at a later date or whatever, you can change to having an open layout, which will allow you to have a bigger battery or a higher battery. And also, you know, a lot of people just don't like this cover tray, which I suppose gets in the way of just ease of access to the truck. Some people like that cover tray, of course, but this chassis gives you the option to run either way around. Here you can see the first chassis I got from Innovative-rc, which is obviously red, and it's not got all those holes for mounting up their own tray and stuff. It's just basically their version of the stock chassis. It's 4mm thick instead of 3mm thick, and it has these raised, I don't know if you can see just on the camera there, but they have these raised sections at the sides, so it's not a totally flat chassis. It comes up at the sides to give it extra strength. It's got this very nice stamping on it, or milled out section of their writing, and yeah, it's definitely stronger feeling. It's not as easy to bend. I mean, you can, it's pretty tough. You can feel it bending slightly in your hands if you really try. But I mean, it's made out of, I suppose, a different grade of aluminium. It just feels different. It looks different as well. I mean, in itself, I don't know if that means it is different, but it is definitely different to the stock chassis, which is here. So, I mean, I don't know if you can't really see, I don't think, but there's a bit of, you can feel it bend a little bit in your hands. The stock chassis is 3mm thick. It's totally flat. It doesn't have any of that side uprises on it at all to kind of make it stronger, or give it any more sort of longitudinal strength. So yeah, that's the original chassis. That's 3mm thick. It's lighter, the original chassis. I have weighed them. The original was about 340 grams, and the red one, so this one here, is 480 grams, so it is heavier. So you can see here, if I put the original chassis over the Innovative chassis, you can see the difference in size. You've got more at the more material at the sides here, but you've also got at the back, I don't know if you can see, just maybe a 5 or so millimeter extension at the back here. A few really nice touches that they've got on the V2 chassis, or the newer chassis, are these really nice beveled sections where you've got your droop screws located on both sides, and you've got the same at the front. And of course you've got lots of milled out sections on this chassis, one of which is just under the front there, and there's several underneath this tray, which of course you can't see, which are to accommodate the new battery tray and servo mount and all those sorts of things. I've had the MT4 myself for probably about 2 years now, and I've done a lot of videos on it, and I started with the original chassis, which I did eventually bend. I was using a chassis brace on it, which was a tower-to-tower brace going from the front tower to the rear tower, and despite that I did manage to bend the chassis in the end, although it took a lot of abuse, to be honest, to get it to bend. Then I went and started using two chassis, basically bolted straight through both, so I had two chassis like that sandwiched together, and that I tried for a while with the brace, and that worked well, but it was heavy. And now I've done a fair bit of testing with this chassis, the first innovative chassis, and now the second one. And I'm not using any type of brace at all. I am running double towers, 2 shock towers at the back and 2 shock towers at the front, but I've been doing that for a while. This V2 chassis went together really nice, and as I say, I've been running it now. I've done some quite big bashing with it. Same with the red chassis, and I haven't managed to get either of them to bend in any way yet, so that's no brace at all, just running open as it was. So yeah, in my opinion, it's a really good step forward for the MT4. It's a great truck, but the only thing that really, I suppose, was annoying for some people who have this truck is that, given that what it can do, the kind of jumping it can do and the kind of backflips and all that stuff, is you could bend the chassis, which of course the chassis is a big part of the truck, and that was frustrating for some people. This new innovative chassis, available from innovative-rc.co.uk, or which will be available from there soon, is a real great step to get rid of that, and also it makes the whole truck look better. I mean, it looks good, the chassis, while the stock chassis is just plain black. It's nothing special. Here you've got colour options. Also, it just looks high quality and it feels good quality, and basically it makes your MT4 a bit more special, and also obviously more durable, and you can have more confidence in it. You can get rid of that brace, which obviously, having a metal bar going across the top here, it did get in the way of batteries coming in and out and all that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a real big step forward, and as far as I can see at the moment, it's really good work from Innovative-rc, and I recommend to any MT4 owners to get their hands on one of these chassis if and when they're made available. Yeah, alright guys.